Good evening. It is the request of the Del Norte High School administration that we honor and recognize each graduate. Most of you are here today to celebrate the accomplishments of one graduate special to you. Please allow those around you to celebrate their special graduate. Kindly be reminded to refrain from excessive cheering, the use of noisemakers, so that each graduate's name can be heard and honored by family and friends. Thank you for attending today's commencement and for sharing in Del Norte High School's commemoration of the academic achievement of the graduating class of 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise for the presentation of colors and the singing of our national anthem. Gentlemen, please remove your caps at this time. Presentation of colors performed by the Del Norte Air Force Junior ROTC. National anthem will be performed by Del Norte Choir. Please remain standing until all colors have left the arena floor. Thank you, graduates. You may be seated. It is my honor and my pleasure tonight to introduce you to Del Norte High School Principal, Ms. Jo Sloan.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to Del Norte High School's graduation for the class of 2019. Let's hear it. I am very honored to be here this evening to share in the celebration of our students' achievements and this graduation. We have many honored guests on stage, and they are Dr. David Piercy, APS School Board President, Ms. Peggy Mueller-Aragon, APS School Board Member, Troy Hughes, Associate Superintendent for Leadership and Learning for Zone 4, Amy Milazzo, Executive Director of Curriculum and Instruction, Angie Coots, Assistant Principal, Deanne Smith, Curriculum Assistant Principal, Chris Welsh, Dean of Students, Monica Macias, Del Norte Teacher, Thomas Herndon, Athletic Director, and Elizabeth Gonzalez, our Activities Director. To begin this ceremony, I would like to acknowledge all of the parents and family members that are here today. These students have accomplished their educational goals with the support and the guidance of their families and friends. Graduates, please join me in giving a round of applause to your family, your friends, and everyone that have helped you achieve your goals. I also would like to thank the Del Norte staff, teachers, and counselors. Thank you for your dedication and doing what is best for students. Thank you. And tonight we have this moment to reflect back on our seniors' accomplishments with pride and appreciation. Graduates, you have demonstrated your commitment and responsibilities with compassion and excellence. The class of 2019 has earned many recognitions and awards in the past 4 years. They have achieved both academic and athletic success and scholastic awards that have exceeded $2.5 million. Seniors have received accolades for their artistic and musical talents. They have produced laughed-out-loud plays and established the tradition of the annual Fine Arts Assembly. Seniors have received team awards, individual state championships, and community awards. Del Norte has been acknowledged as leaders in Black Student Union, AVID, ROTC, Roundtable, Speech and Debate, and has won many, many musical awards. These young men and women are well prepared for the next chapter of life and are capable of outstanding academic success. They also will be our good neighbors and the future leaders in our communities. Graduates, this is your time. Look back at your success, be proud, and look forward with promise. Continue to achieve the right way, the night way, and remember, once a night, always a night. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Ms. Sloan. Let us now recognize the top 10 graduates of the class of 2019. These graduates all finished with a cumulative GPA of above a 4.0 average. Please stand and remain standing as I call your name. Lisbeth Rios. Alicia Filipovich. Duwin Mai La. Juliet Terrazas. Nadia Dockendorf. Jayla Javier. Jacob Hensley. Lauren Dow. And Chi Zhang. You may be seated. And now we would like to introduce this year's graduates receiving the Bilingual and Biliteracy Seal. In order to receive the bilingual seal, graduates must take 4 years of a language and pass the language proficiency test. They will receive the seal on their diploma tonight. Please stand and be recognized as I call your name. This year's recipients are Denise Castruita, Anayeli Garcia, Maya Martinez, Jennifer Pena, Carla Reynaga, Lisbeth Rios, and Anthony Valle Castillo. And now I would like to introduce our Dean of Students, Mr. Chris Welsh.
Our first speaker this evening is Kashmir Pasquale. Kashmir plans to attend the Rochester Institute of Technology in New York to pursue a degree in psychology. Kashmir has been Involved in Avid, yearbook, and tennis here at Del Norte High School.
Hello. Welcome, my fellow seniors, family, friends, teachers, staff. My name is Kashmir Pasquale, and here I am. For 17 years, I've grown up with a hearing family. It's been challenging, yet fun. Despite the obstacles, I've learned so much, especially from the past 4 years. It took me a long time to embrace who I am. But being deaf is part of my identity. At first, I didn't embrace that identity because it always made me feel different from everyone else. But I've always been different. Being different is not a bad thing. We all come from different backgrounds. And there's nothing wrong with any of us. Because in the end, we are all humans with different challenges to overcome. I want to spread my pride in who I am with my deafness. I speak both American Sign Language and English, and I have my whole life. The most important thing in my life is communication. Communication is the key to opening our minds and to understanding each other. We will all see deaf people in our lives. One day, we will work with them, or work for them, or become parents of them. Here at Del Norte, you've already seen sign language and have been exposed to deaf culture, and you have benefited from that. As a deaf student here at Del Norte, I had to break through the barriers between myself and everyone else. For the whole 4 years, I was a fully mainstream student with interpreters. Sometimes I'd be the only deaf student in a classroom. And it would be hard because no one spoke my language. But I met a lot of people who tried their best to understand and accept me for who I am. I feel honored to contribute to our school through my deafness. I am proud to say that despite the fact that I am deaf, I have proven that I am so much more than being just deaf. Being deaf will not stop me from fulfilling my dreams. Our different challenges. I'm sure you can name at least one challenge you've had to confront. Knowing this, we should aspire to accept others for who they are. With open minds, we grow and learn about our true differences and similarities in this world. Del Norte is a place where we are destined to find what we want, to find who we truly are. It's the place we started to discover our true potential, to find our passion. It is where we find what we want to do with our lives. Being a Knight, we've learned how to cherish our diversity, values, and beliefs. It means that we have to march on, down the field with our heads held high and determined to win every battle we're in. As long as we do it the Knight way, we will do it the right way. We've grown and changed a lot since our freshman year. We went through a lot together. Part of the journey is the end. In the end, it's worth it because we finished it together. All of you guys did it. Take a moment to be proud of yourselves. I wish you all nothing but the best. I hope you guys will go off to a good start for the next chapter of your life. Thank you, my family, friends, teachers, and everyone else who supported me. We are ready for the next chapter of our lives. Congratulations, class of 2019.
Thank you, Kashmir. And now we'd like to welcome our Del Norte High School choir singing That Lonesome Road.
Our valedictorian this evening is Miss Chi Miko Zhang, graduating with a cumulative grade point average of 4.456, and Miko will be attending Penn State in the fall. Miko has been involved in speech and debate, track, tennis, Black Student Union, and the Foreign Language Club at Del Norte High School. Miko has taken advantage of a wide variety of classes at Del Norte: advanced placement, UNM dual credit, and the ever-popular office aid class. Miko plans to pursue a career in the medical field. It is my honor to present to you our valedictorian, Chi Miko Zhang.
Good evening. My name is Miko. First of all, I want to thank all the teachers, families, friends, and the class of 2019 who came into my life and made my school a grapevine. And I hope everyone in the stadium knows that you all mean so much to me because you all made my high school career exciting and unforgettable. I would like to describe the class of 2019 in one word: infinite. By definition, infinite means unlimited or immeasurable. I can see all my classmates' bright and infinite futures. There is no limit to what we all can accomplish as long as we work hard. When I first came to the United States, I had to go to a second grade class to learn English, which I struggled and strived to do so. Starting from learning alphabets to taking AP literature in high school, and now here I am speaking on the stage. During my high school career, I joined speech and debate, and it strengthened my speaking and listening skills enormously. I was not limited by my cultural background or the language barrier that I have to overcome. I believe almost everyone has had a dream since their freshman year, which is to walk across this stage and hear all the claps and cheers. It is not easy to make this dream to come true. Some of us had to work a job to be able to support ourselves. Some of us have language barriers. Some of us have family issues and illness to deal with. But we are all not limited by these obstacles. Today, we're all walking across this stage proudly, and we will accomplish many more in the future. I know the future is scary, and there are infinite possibilities out there. But Joyce DiDonato once said, "One of the greatest gifts you can give yourself right here, right now, in this single, solitary, monumental moment in your life is to decide, without apology, to commit to the journey and not to the outcome. Commit to the journey that is being filled with full of opportunities. Commit to the future that I believe we all will shine in." I believe this quote by Barack Obama: "Don't just get involved, fight for your seat at the table. Better yet, fight for a seat at the head of the table. Knights, we deserve a seat at Camelot's round table. Let's get involved in our lives and step into our future proudly and ambitiously without limits." Thank you.
All right, graduates and families, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Graduates, are you ready? I would like to bring our principal up, Mrs. Sloan.
Board members Dr. Piercy and Ms. Mueller-Aragon, please join me at the podium. Board members Dr. Piercy and Ms. Mueller-Aragon, the graduates before you have met the graduation requirements set forth by the Albuquerque Public Schools Board of Education, along with the New Mexico Public Education Department. To you, I present the class of 2019.
On behalf of the Albuquerque Public School Board of Education, it is our honor to accept this graduating class of 2019 from Del Norte High School. Congratulations.
Knights, are you ready? That being said, let's do this. Marissa Abeita. Fatima Adawi. Agush Agushi. Mahmoud Alquas. Carlos Almuina. Adam Andrade. Gabrielle Andrioli. Addison Barnes. Jennifer Batalla Brito. Tyrell Beavers. Bernald Begay. Devin Bentaku. Sarah Santillanes. Thomas Silva. Michaela Tyler. Jasmine Bawani. Bryant Brock. Sarah Brock. Austin Brown. Brennan Carol Benavides. Denise Castruita. Jennifer Chavez. Ziola Chavez. Giselle Chavez Ayala. Sebastian Chavira. Desiree Chinana. Isaiah Cotting. Savina Cotting. Isaiah Cowboy. Giancarlo Cuellar.
Lauren Dow. Miriam Davila. Ryan Delgarito. Noah Dennis. Brianna De Soto. Nadia Dockendorf. Michael Duran. Dylan Durier. Antonio Ebel. Marlene Elias. Mojo Ruluwa Emiola. Analicia Encinas. Kevin Estrada. Christopher Flores. Minerva Gayton. Andres Gallegos. Hector Galvez. Anayeli Garcia. Mona Lisa Garcia. Alan Gatika. Taylor Gillen. Alejandro Gomez. Juan Felipe Gomez. Marbella Gomez. Nicholas Gomez. Esteban Gonzalez. Nazareth Gonzalez. Kiana Granberry. Olivia Griego. Haley Guarino. Antonio Gutierrez.
Xavier Gutierrez. Sandra Gutierrez Jimenez. Evelyn Guy. Miriam Hamid. Kayleen Hansen. Jade Hare. Deja Hawkins. Royale Hayes. Isaiah Haynes. Jacob Hensley. Nadir Husseini. Hernan Ibarra. Amir Ibrahim. Jayla Javier. Anaida Jem. Isaiah Joe. Zaina Katba Bader. Duin Mai Law. Alasia Lawrence. Jared Long. Sharon Lopez. Joshua Maddox II. Tyler Maez. Emilio Maestas. Orion Martin. Diego Martinez. James Martinez. John Martinez. Maya Martinez. Rabon Martinez. Valerie Martinez.
Thaddeus Mata. Christian Mejia. Dominique Mendoza. Yvonne Lancelot Mendahar. Justice Minkam Savath. Samir Mohammed. Jason Montano. Larissa Montoya. Yaneli Moreno Miramontes. Emery Mosevu Leumbe. Siana Moya. Mari Moya. Alejandro Murguia. Omer Nahera. David Narvaez. Jordan Nielsen. Lance Nez. Ernesto Ortiz. Ata Omar. Crystal Pacheco. Joseph Padilla. Liana Padilla Nahi. Kashmir Pasquale. Jennifer Pena. Cecilia Perez. Nguyen Bao Pham. Alicia Filipovich. Scott Pierce. Zar Afshan Popal. Christian Portillo. Daniela Prieto.
Eric Quiroz. Gonzalo Ramírez. Carla Reinaga. Alyssa Reynolds. Lisbeth Rios. Jacob Rodriguez. Mariah Rodriguez. Samuel Rodriguez. Alex Romero. Isaiah Romero. Matthew Romero. Damian Ruppel. Chardonnay Saavedra. Jacob Saavedra. Eduardo Sanchez. Jordan Sanchez. Cheyenne Sanchez. Zion Sanderson. Ruby Saucedo. Silver Searcy. Martín Chema. Tara Sierra. Diego Silversmith. Lucy Singleton. Alina Smith. Michelle Soto Saavedra. Vivian Spates. Donard Suleimani. Eva Tam. Reina Tapia. Brianna Tedford.
Juliet Terrazas. Kayla Thomas. Jordan Thurgood. Kaleo Toya. Jaron Tracy. Ariana Trujillo. Edward Trujillo. Talia Tyler. Stephen Valdez. Anthony Valle Castillo. Gina Van Ostdal. Maria Venzor. Alexander Waltower. John Ward. Thomas Wanika. Mateo Whitman. Jonathan Wilkins. Courtney Wiley. Corey Yuppa. Donovan Young. Momin Zakil. Lorena Zamaripa. Chi Zhang.
Please help me welcome Angie Coots, our assistant principal.
Well, my script went away. Good thing I know her. I'd like to introduce to you all this evening to speak to you and to finalize the graduation. This year is 2018-2019 Student Body President, blank, Dominique Mendoza.
Good evening, my people. I feel like I should be telling you that Knights of Pizza is selling today for $2 a slice, or to remind you that yearbooks are $65 cash only. But for those of you who don't pay much attention to announcements, my name is Dominique Mendoza, and I'm your student body president. As a group, we didn't need to start from the bottom, but it looks like the whole team is here. Now, this is an emotional time for me because I have the honor of being in front of all of you beautiful people today. Graduates, families, friends, alumni, and staff, otherwise known as my favorite gangsters. I've spent the past 4 years under the impression that high school is a never-ending adventure, because that's what it felt like. But I'm realizing now I was wrong. It ends. I wish someone had warned me, oddly enough, that saying goodbye to your best friends isn't the hardest part, because let's be honest, it's not goodbye. Not yet, anyway. The hardest part is coming to terms with the fact that that one loud laugh you hear on the 3rd floor is, yep, Miss Wills. Or doing Miss Bev's current issues the night before it's due. Or hearing Coach Binkley talk about football, and even sometimes a little bit of football. Or taking Mrs. Brewer's million slides of notes, or realizing that our phones do have an off button thanks to Mr. Hagmeyer. Yes, all these memories will be locked away in the castle and in our hearts forever. Graduation is a celebration, a time for looking back on the many lessons you've learned, adventures you've shared with others, and bright moments filled with special meaning. Graduation is a farewell, a time for saying goodbye to old friends and to the teachers you loved so much, and to those you didn't love so much. A farewell to good times you've had, and a time for packing away memories which will be treasures for us in the future. But graduation is not only a celebration and a farewell, but a beginning. A time for looking forward, a time to set new goals, to dream new dreams, and to try out your wings to see if you can fly. One might say that we are busting it down into adulthood, and in 10 years, hopefully you will all be living prosperously and flourishing, and maybe even doing the whoa with your horses in the back. Chief called, and he said that the class of 2019 was it. We didn't come this far to only come this far, and I hope when I bump into you at Target in a few years and ask you how business is going, I better hear the answer, it's booming. Graduates, it's time. Not nighttime. Well, I mean, it's always nighttime. But please join me as we move our tassels from the right to the left. Alexa, play Congratulations by Post Malone. We did it.
Graduates, will you please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, families and friends, it is my pleasure to now introduce you to the Del Norte High School alumni class of 2019. Congratulations.